All right, Mom, let's go. I want to see you drop and give me 20 of those right now. Let's go.
I don't really think that I'm equipped for this.
I don't care, Mom. I want to see you do it right here, right now.
I don't know, this isn't working out. I'm taking it out of the holster or something?
It's literally 2.5 pounds on each side. Just put it on your back and lift.
Wait a second. 2.5 and 2.5 is 5. I can't do this.
I guess I'll have to take you back to the basics. Hey friends, it's Riz. Welcome to another video. I hope you're having an amazing day, and I hope that this video puts a smile on your face or teaches you something new. And today we're going to be talking all about barbell squats. And if you're not already incorporating barbell squats into your current workout routine, I highly recommend, as it is a compound movement, which means it's going to be working a lot of different muscle groups. So overall, this exercise, you get a lot of bang for your buck. It's going to work your quads, your hamstrings, your glutes. You're going to get it all, and it's just great for overall lower body strength. And so it did take me about 5 to 6 months into weightlifting to actually try out my first barbell squat, as I was actually really terrified about it. I don't know, something about having a huge bar on my back and then squatting down with it was very scary. Once I faced this fear and I was able to learn the barbell squat in a safe way, I love incorporating this on almost all my leg days now. It's completely normal to be scared, so don't worry, you're not alone. And a regular barbell is 45 pounds, so it can be quite heavy, and you can start out with just maybe like a lighter bar to have on your back, maybe like a smaller one, and just practice with those, and then you can work your way up to just doing the bar, and then you can add on plates as you get better and better. But don't be scared, don't worry, because if you follow all these steps, you'll be good to go and master that barbell squat. All right, guys, so first things first, you always gotta warm up. You gotta get the legs going, ready to fire all those muscles. So what I like to do is I like to do these little side step squats. You can also just do some body weight squats to warm up, whatever is best for you, but I just step out to the side and squat on down. You can also do some, front lunges. Walking lunges are great. If you have a couple dumbbells, you can walk across the gym with those, but you basically, here I'm going to do some reverse lunges, but basically you want to just say like, hey, legs, wake up, we're about to put a bar on our back and lift this shit. So basically we're just going to get them all warmed up here. Whenever I warm up for anything, I like to basically mimic that same movement, but just with doing lighter weight or body weight. And now I'm doing some jump squats just to get some plyometric action in there. I love doing these to warm up those legs as well. And I just kind of shake it out. And now I'm like, okay, what am I doing next? Oh yeah, that's right. These little stretches. So if you sit a lot of the day, you're going to have tight hip flexors. So this is going to basically stretch those out. You want to try and squeeze the glute of the leg that's behind you to get an additional stretch. So here I'm stretching my hip flexor out. And I also like to do this standing calf stretch. I have particularly tight calves, so doing some stretches here really helps my squat depth and my ankle mobility. After doing those static stretches, I like to do some dynamic stretches. So I just swing my leg all the way back. I let my hips fully rotate and open up just to get everything all warmed up. I do that on the other side as well. And you can rotate your foot like all the way out when you swing it back, or you can just keep your toes pointing downwards. And then I like to do these side swings as well. Any sorts of swings are going to really help warm those muscles up. You know what I'm saying? So it's the good stuff. All right, there's my creepy little smile and thumbs up. And just a couple more static stretches. I like to lean over to one side and then the other. I have tight hamstrings as well. Like I cannot touch my toes for some reason with my legs straight to get my feet together. So I like to do this. I just touch down the ground, and this is a really good one. You're gonna get in your normal squat position, and you're gonna basically press with your arms. You're gonna press your arms against your inner knee there and just press your legs out. This is gonna help really open it up, and this is good for your squat depth as well. All right, so you're all warmed up. Now the next step is setting up the bar. So you want the height of the bar to be up at your upper chest level, so kind of right below your shoulders there, and you can always adjust if need be. Now, if your squat rack that you're using has safeties, which are these bars at the bottom of the squat rack, I'm going to show you where you want to set them. So if you go down and do a squat, basically you want to have those safeties right below the bottom of your squat. And my depth is not the best for squats. I do have tight ankles like I mentioned, so I'm definitely working on that. But if you can squat to parallel, that's great. So see, if you ever need to drop the bar, if you can't lift up for some reason, you just let it go. And it's good to do a couple practice failures just to get the feel for it. The next step is figuring out if you are a high bar or low bar squatter. I am a high bar squatter, which means that I have it higher up on my back, so about right there. And if you squat with a higher bar like this, then you're going to lean a little bit more forward. So your back is going to come forward a little bit more. Whereas if you're a low bar squatter, your back's going to be more upright. So this is just a couple squats with the high bar and then the low bar. So high bar, it's going to be sitting on your shoulders. Low bar, it's going to be more on your shoulder blades in your mid back area. And for me, high bar just feels more natural. With a low bar, I just feel like it's going to roll off, even though it won't because you're holding on to it, but I don't know, I just feel better with the high bar. It's completely up to you. It's your choice. And so the same sort of thing, you can just see how the squat is going to differ a bit. So now I'm a little bit more upright and I can't really squat as deep with these. I don't do the low bar ones, so I'm not as used to them, but this is just how it would look. Okay, I hope you guys like my shit drawing, but basically I'm going to talk about the tripod foot. So when you're actually squatting down the weight, where you distribute your weight is very important on your foot. So basically there's these three positions. So one at your heel, one underneath your big toe, and one kind of near your pinky toe area. You want your weight to be evenly dispersed on these 3 points. So you don't want your weight to be on your heels too much because then that's going to cause you to kind of tip back, and you don't want it to be on your toes too much because then that's going to cause more of the quad engagement. You want to have equal distribution among these 3 points to make sure all the muscles are working equally. And this way, it's going to prevent you from falling and having a stable base to push off of. Okay, so now you determine the placement of the bar on your back, and you also know how to distribute your weight on your feet when you're squatting. So now it comes to unracking the barbell off of the rack. So basically, this is very important. You don't want to lift this weight with your back. You want to actually lift with your legs. So how you do that is you're going to bend those knees, and you're going to just straighten your legs to get that weight off of the bar, okay? So don't lean forward and then lean back. Next is the walkout. You want to take 2 to 3 steps out max, and then you want to adjust your foot positioning because the less steps that you take out, the better, especially when you have a lot of weight going on your back. And now it comes down to squatting. So you want to think about really keeping that core tight so you can take one big breath at the top, squat down, bring it back up, and exhale, or just breathe however is comfortable for you. And if you need a fail squat, you can just let it fall on the safeties like so. You don't have to use the clips, but I recommend doing so just in case you get a little wobbly and your plates decide to slip. A common misconception people have with the barbell squat or squatting in general is they think that your knees can't come in front of your toes, and that is not true. It's not going to hurt your knees. It just has to do with ankle mobility. So it has to do with your ankles. If your knees come out in front of your toes, that is totally fine and totally healthy. The main thing keeping in mind with squatting is to keep your knees in line with your toes. As long as they're in line with your toes, it's okay if your knees come past them. To make sure with barbell squats you don't hurt your low back and you don't feel that pain in your low back, you want to make sure that your bar path is correct. And how you can do this is you can set up your phone to the side of your squat like I'm doing here. And I want you to see if the bar travels in a straight line over your midfoot area. So if the bar is over your midfoot, you are good to go. As you can see in this video, this is really going to be sore on the low back because I'm leaning forward way too much. Look at the bar. It's traveling way over the tops of my feet. I need to really keep that back nice and straight. So see, I'm shaking my head. Don't do that. For the most part, if your weight is evenly distributed on those 3 points, like that tripod foot, that shitty drawing, you're going to be good in keeping that chest up. And if your weight is more distributed on your toes or heels, then the bar is not going to have a straight path like this, and your heels might be lifting up a little bit, or your toes might be lifting up a bit. So just make sure that you watch these things, and if you're not sure, you can always film yourself and take a quick look. The next thing I want to talk about is to see where your foot placement is going to be, because this depends on your anatomy. Everybody's different. You can take more of like a sumo squat stance with a wider, your feet wider apart and externally rotated, or you can go a little bit narrower and straighter. Just as long as your knees are in line with your toes, you're all good. Just see which one feels more comfortable for you. For me, I like to go a little bit wider and slightly externally rotate my feet because I can get a little more depth in this way. So see, I'm showing here, don't let your back come forward. Keep it nice and straight. Keep your chest up. I hope you guys enjoyed this barbell squat tutorial. If you want to see any other tutorials for any kind of exercises or movements or anything like that, let me know in the comments down below. If you're not yet subscribed, please subscribe to my channel. I'd really appreciate it, and we can be friends. And I hope that you guys have a killer day. Bye!